Since the Britishers had become the collectors of revenue in Bengal, so they thought of methods by which they could get a regular flow of stable income. And for this, they started devising new methods of revenue collection. The first method that they started with was the permanent settlement of Bengal in the year 1793. According to this system, the English people made the zamindars or the talukdars as the middlemen who would collect revenue from the farmers and give it to the East India Company. But one thing was made very clear, that it was a permanent settlement. That is, the revenue would not be increased ever in future. The Britishers thought that by this method they would have a kind of assessment by which they would know how much money would come into their coffer, and also the zamindar, since he would know that how much he has to collect, and once the cultivation would increase, he would actually make large profit. But the system did not give the desired results. It so happened that there were certain problems with the permanent settlement. The first was that the Britishers had thought that the jamindars would keep investing in the land to make it fertile and the production would increase many folds. But the zamindar did not invest at all in the land, and for this the reason that they gave was that the revenue which was fixed was very high. So they did not at all have anything by which they could invest in the land. But in the first decade of the 19th century, the things changed. The prices of the goods in the market rose and also the cultivation expanded, which means huge profit for the zamindar. Because the revenue was fixed, he had still to pay the same amount to the East India Company. But still the zamindars did not invest in the land. For they said that earlier they've had bigger losses and now they had to make up for it. Slowly, the cultivator remained the worst sufferer because he was forced to pay a very high revenue to the zamindar. It was not what the East India Company was demanding, because the zamindars expected much more higher revenue from the peasants. And when the cultivator found it difficult to pay this revenue, they would take loan from the moneylender. And the loan would keep increasing and he would never be able to give back the money to the moneylender. In the last, he would actually be caught in the vicious circle and he would have to sell his land to the moneylender or to somebody else and would become landless. So the land which had been tilled by centuries, by generations together, now became a saleable commodity.